All right, on that note, we also thought we'll bring you a perspective. Every single day between 4 to 6 passengers take to the skies in India, trusting airlines with their lives, expecting not just comfort, but also safety, which brings me to the next big story that we are tracking for you here on 5 Live. Is Air India traveling or, really safe and even reliable? Now, that confidence took a serious hit in June of 2025 when Air India aircraft actually crashed due to technical snag, killing everyone on board. And now those questions are growing louder. Let's tell you a little bit about that in detail. The government has revealed in Parliament that in finding that major safety audit of Indian Airlines conducted between January of 25 to February of 26, 754 aircrafts that were analyzed belonging to India's major carriers like IndiGo, Air India Express, SpiceJet and Akasa Air. 377 aircraft, half of the fleet analyzed, were flagged for recurring defects. In simple terms, this means that the same technical issue were found again and again on the same aircraft despite repairs. Now, what does this mean for you and me? Let's start with IndiGo, India's largest airline. Out of the 405 aircrafts analyzed, 148 planes showed repeated defects. Let's look at Air India. Of the 166 aircraft inspected, a striking 137 were flagged for recurring snags. That was IndiGo. Let's take you to Air India over there in our graphic as well to tell you how many were there. Like we said, in Air India, there were, of the 166, 137 were flagged for recurring snags. At Air India Express, they analyzed about 101 aircrafts and 54 showed repeated defects. SpiceJet, well, that saw about 16 aircraft flagged out of 43 that was inspected, and Akasa Air, 14 aircrafts out of 32 analyzed showed recurring issues as well. Now, having understood that number, let's take a step back and look at the broader trend. Year-wise data shows how widespread technical snags have been, across Indian aviation. In 2001, look at that, 514 technical snags were reported. If we can go back to the previous graphic there. In 2001, Airlines reported 514 technical snags. In 2022, that number rose to 528. In 2023, it declined to 448. In 24, it was 421 snags. And in 25, the count stood to 353. Now, an indication of our airlines focusing more and more on safety of the aircraft. So what exactly qualifies as an airline defect? Let's try and understand that. Now, according to the aviation rules, a defect is any technical snag or malfunction, an issue that affects flight operations, and it includes both safety-related and non-safety-related problems. Air India has responded to the government's finding as well. In fact, Air India has downplayed the concern, saying that checks were carried out in abundance of caution. It argues that higher defect numbers reflect increased inspection, not unsafe aircraft. Air India has also claimed that most defects are not related to flight safety and that many involve minor issues like seats, tray tables, and in-flight entertainment screens. Data shows India's airlines are becoming safer year by year, but smaller, nagging issues continue to persist. And thus the question, if these defects, all these defects that we've talked about and have been detected are minor, why are they recurring on the same aircraft? And why are we going back to using those aircrafts? And if half of the fleet shows repeated snags, does this point to a deeper maintenance and oversight challenge that Indian Airlines face today?